Hey Rangers, welcome to Super Important Reviews. My name's Steve, and today we'll be going over the Dragon Ball Stars Build-A-Figure Super Saiyan Kale. She doesn't tip. This was a part of waves G and H. So you would have to buy, I believe it's 6 figures in total. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, Super Saiyan Kaba, Jiren, Golden Frieza, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken 10 Goku, and Gohan in order to get all the parts for her. So, in essence, you would have to spend about like $120 if you wanted just this figure by itself. And we're going to kind of go over this and see if it's worth it. As an individual purchase anyways, like I think already as, I can tell you guys right now, just as a figure, if you were buying them all anyways because you like the individual characters and want to get the series, I think she's a great Build-A-Figure. Individually though, because I know for me, like I buy the SH Figure Arts figures and such, and haven't really been getting the Stars ones outside of a couple of characters that they don't really have figure arts of, and I don't see them making them anytime soon. Like I recently picked up the Cooler, which I actually plan on touching up a little bit. That'll be a video sometime. But I always wanted her, because I like it when they release like some of the more female characters from the series. And I just thought this was like a very unique character, especially since this was sort of like our Broly that you got in the TV show before Broly actually became a thing, with the canon film anyways. So I thought she was really unique, and kind of sad like this doesn't get as much loving, even though, yes, it's a super jacked chick, but they all need lovins. So anyways, pretty sweet. God, we need a Khalifa too. Or Khalifa? That'd be awesome. But anyways, got this from a good buddy Matt, who is a Patreon on our Patreon channel, which, just to bring it up here, this also would have been available on our Patreon sooner. So when this one's up on YouTube, there'll actually be another Patreon review for the next figure already up there. Which, after this one, I do believe I plan on doing the Storm Chun-Li. So if you guys are into that, make sure to go check out our Patreon. $1 gets you access to the video. Plus, we usually post some other stuff there, and we even have some exclusive stuff. So make sure to go check it out. But anyways, he sent this to me with a destroyer that I was repairing for him, kind of as payment for a commission. But wanted to get a hold of this, but for its price tag, because usually if you see it on eBay, it was she's going for about 100 and up on average, and I had a hard time swallowing that much. Like I was more in the $60 price range I would like to have been for her, because I get it, like you have to get 6 figures to get it, but I was kind of hoping to be like, well, if you give me the Build-A-Figure, I'll pay for half your package or even slightly more. But Matt was kind enough to use this as payment. We also did, over up in the Geek Chest, a custom for his Belial. I made into a Kaiser Belial, so if you guys want to check that out, this was a kind of partial payment for that as well. But anyways, just to go over her, there isn't really that much. She comes with some extra hands. So you get some open hands if you want to smash some Kakarot faces. You get some clench fists if you need to punch yourself some Vegetas on the figure. Got the other ones. If you want to swap them out, you just grab the base of the hand here. Pull them out. Oh, that scared me. Had a bit of a snap to it. We're going to actually put this hand back on, but you just want to grab the base before I'm pushing, because for the thumbnail, I kind of want her raising up Goku, and then look like she's about to start wailing on him. Detail-wise, actually not too shabby. At least for the Dragon Ball Star series, because for me, I always had a big issue with their faces. To me, they just always looked a little bit disproportionate on any of the characters that weren't like alien. She doesn't look too bad. It's definitely got, it's very Broly, which works. Like, oh man, I don't want to say it looks like a dude, but it sort of looks like a dude. But she does have the earrings in. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. Like, it almost just kind of looks like they legitimately took a Broly head and just put it on this female body. But still works pretty well for the Kale. You got the green here for Super Saiyan hair. Moving down the figure here, you get all the mustache out in time. A little bit of detail for the chest and the shirt. You can kind of see where the shirt's stretching out a little bit. You even get some muscle definition around the stomach. One thing is there is some seam lines here on the side of the figure here. Not super unnoticeable, but I will say the way they did the paint job isn't quite the cleanest with the line work around the stomach region here. It's the only thing I really say is kind of a major negative on this. It's just like on your shelf looks alright, but the closer you get, you start seeing some of the little imperfections here and there. Also around her shoulder areas, you get a lot of gapping here as well. I'm not quite certain if that's mainly just because it's a build figure, so they wanted to make sure it separated easily enough. If you have the arms closed in, like you kind of adjust it for it to kind of be a non-situation. But with the play there, it can look a little weird at some points. But she's got some giant forearms. You got the yellow here for the bracers around the forearm. Fister, a little bit on the small side, but kind of typical for these, because especially for how small she is before she gets jacked up, it kind of makes sense that maybe the hands wouldn't expand quite as much. You got the dress here too, which has a little bit of detailing on the bottom. You get the metal here for the pendant. It has some slits on the side, so you can get some pretty good articulation. She's got some, I think they're called skirts on the bottom here, because it'd be kind of awkward to be fighting in such a short skirt. And you got your yellow boots with, it almost looks like she's got like red socks and then like this armor piece around her calf here with some shoes on. It's an odd look. I'd actually have to go back to the anime to really evaluate that, but this looks like it's its own separate piece, and then you have the shoe here. So she's got some like added protection that does literally nothing for her knees, which also have a decent amount of muscle definition there as well. But I will say there is bits of the figure here that have a little bit of gloss to it, which is kind of weird. But outside of that, not too bad. For its articulation, head can rotate the way around. You get, kind of looks like a should have some play here at the neck. There's a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit side to side action. Arms can go pretty far up, pretty far down, rotate all the way around. You also got a rotation technically at the shoulder, at the bicep, double jointed elbows. Can also rotate at the hand. Hand can move a little bit forward and back. Chest, or I guess waist area, can rotate. And no real forward and back though. Legs can go a little bit forward, a little bit back. Decent outstretch. Rotation at the top of the thigh. Double jointed knees. And feet can rotate all the way around and move forward and back. So overall, pretty solid figure. I feel like if this was like its own individual figure for the line, I would be pretty pleased with it. Like, she is larger than a standard Dragon Ball Star figure. I really wish I would have grabbed one here, just to kind of show you guys her next to an SH Figure Arts, because for the most part these all kind of size pretty well next to each other, and you can see she kind of dwarfs over your standard Figure Arts character. And Red's super terrified now. But yeah, pretty sweet. I can't condone buying it individually though. Like at the $80 to $100 price tag, this definitely isn't quite enough there for me. Like I said, I would be much happier being somewhere in the 60 or less bracket for this. Definitely anything over 80 bucks, I would probably pass on this. Because even like, getting the individuals can be pricey too, because each of these parts, generally, you're going to be, like, just her arm's going to run you about the same price as any of the action figures from the line. And I guess the other hindrance too is that there wasn't really anything cool that from those two lines. Like the Jiren, maybe? That's about it. Like Jiren and Gogeta? Or, sorry, Vegito, I should say. You had the Goku too, but like, God, how many Gokus do we really need? But anyways, make sure to help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger Day. We also have Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys like to keep up to date with channel, donate. We greatly appreciate it. And see you guys next video. Bye-bye.